Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. We are going to be starting here in about 3 minutes. We'll let a few more people kind of trickle in and then we'll get going. We really needed some, like hold music or some kind of intro.
Some good quality elevator music never hurts.
Yeah. I agree. Next time. I'm going to start in about 30 seconds for a few more people coming on. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Lauren Clements. I am the head of marketing at Pypestream, and I'm so excited because today we have an amazing presentation for our PypeUp webinar series called Channel Shift, Moving Customers from Phone to Messaging Channels. Our presenter is Evan Howieson. He's the Director of Account Management at Pypestream. And he works to align product teams and our clients to support their strategic needs. But before Pypestream, Evan helped build automation solutions for Fortune 500 companies, including airlines, telecoms, SaaS companies, ecommerce, and even financial services companies. And based on his background, he's learned a whole lot about digital transformation and change management. And all of those experiences have provided him with firsthand insights into some of the most significant challenges and advantages that conversational AI provides. So today he's going to walk us through this channel shift. And with that, Evan, the floor is yours.
Amazing. Thanks for the intro, Lauren. And hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. That was a great introduction, but like Lauren said, I've been doing this for a while, so I do talk about this topic a lot, probably every day, learn a lot about it and share a lot about it. And I've been through it with a lot of really interesting learnings, overcoming a lot of challenges, seeing it successfully implemented. So really excited to share some of that with you all today. Now, let's get into the agenda. So this is a 30-minute session. I'm probably going to talk for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then I'll make sure that there's time at the end for Q&A. But just to sort of start from the top, what are we actually speaking about today? The topic is a core component of digital transformation for any contact center. We're talking about effective channel shift. And what that is how to help move your customers from your traditional support channels, which is the phone, to using the digital messaging channels that most businesses are trying to leverage more of, chat messaging. So we will be talking about the concept of channel shift, the reasons businesses are looking to move customers from phone to chat, and then I will introduce IVR to SMS handoff as a sort of method of channel shift and explain why this is a really impactful strategy to drive channel shift. And then I'll actually provide a few examples of how you can implement this yourself. Like I mentioned, we will be doing a Q&A at the end, so please stick around if you have any questions or would like to ask for any clarifications. And then lastly, I also share some information about the upcoming webinars that we have next month, as they are very exciting, and I would encourage all of you to sign up. All right, well, let's jump into it. So let's talk about channel shift. What is channel shift? It is moving customers from one medium to another in how they interact with your business. So this is a really important topic. So why does it matter? It's a critical aspect of digital transformation. And it's one of the key components of any contact center that's looking to improve their operations with efficient and effective digital solutions that makes a meaningful business impact. Um, Spent several years working with one of the biggest airlines in North America through their digital transformation journey. And this was a really core component of that. And sort of the motivation behind their strategies for digital transformation was that their customers need to get a resolution, and the customer wants to find the easiest, fastest, and most effective way to get a resolution. So moving people from phone to messaging was the best way to do that. But that channel shift was simply about getting people in the door. The digital transformation was actually about the adaptation and adoption of that channel as a service channel, which becomes the norm or the preference or the channel preference, for the customer going forwards. So the goal of channel shift is for that new channel to become their preferred channel of communication. And you achieve that by having a combination of an intuitive, efficient, effective self-service option that can contain and resolve customer questions so that some customers never have to speak to a live human. And then secondly, if they do need an agent, making sure that they can get to that agent in the easiest possible way with as little friction as possible to properly support whatever it is they're looking for that day. So while today's topic is on a way to drive channel shift using a handoff from IVR to SMS, we are really talking about one method to drive forwards your ultimate goal, which is digital transformation and the adoption of messaging channels by your customers. Now, this is not new information, but it is really important to reiterate why businesses choose messaging over phones. I think everyone is probably aware of the benefits and sort of the pros and cons of evaluating this, but I do want to go through this quickly. There are many benefits, and we've just outlined some of them below. But first, you have scalability and flexibility. And the biggest change here is that phone calls and phone support is a one-to-one interaction, while live chat and messaging are one to few or one to many as well. So live chat is synchronous back and forth. You can usually have one agent handling 3 to 5 conversations or support conversations at once. And then you have asynchronous messaging, which is more of sort of like a text message back and forth. So there could be instant or a bit of a delay of maybe a few minutes, but that could be one to many. So you could have 1 to 5, 1 to 10 even. So the efficiency of your human agents is significantly better over chat. And that is absolutely one of the biggest reasons why people have been moving from phone to chat agents. That ties in really nicely to the cost effectiveness for the business. So the lower cost support channel is because it's a lower cost support channel because you can use AI and self-service tools more effectively in chat than you can over phone, but then tie that in with the benefits of the one to few or one to many support that comes from those efficiency with the human agents. It really drives down the overall cost for businesses to support these channels in a way that from a scalability standpoint and a cost effectiveness standpoint, really the only way to better support your clients over the phone is by adding more phone agents. So it's solving the problem with more humans versus creating actually a better experience, more efficient, more effective experiences to help both the client and your customer and your business. The next part is that it's an improved customer experience or a better customer experience. So you get increased functionality through most modern chat platforms. Some are not great, some are really, really effective, but especially if there's automation in there as sort of the front line of defense for immediate self-service, you can really improve the effectiveness of how you support your customers, both from personalization and customization, but also improving sort of the communication back and forth. You can overcome noise in the background of a phone call, any translation language issues. Maybe it's just a phone isn't very good quality, and so they speak quietly. There's a lot of different ways that you can provide a poor experience without the channel being the real reason for it, but there's also a lot of impact based on the channel that you're using. And then the last part is the functionality and convenience. And there's really two things that fall through here. So reducing wait times or quicker response times. Every contact center does usually track first response times, even if it's not resolution right away. They do care deeply about how do I get a response time for the first reach out to make sure that the customer at least feels heard, acknowledged, while we're then supporting them through that journey. Now, you can also support all types of customers with different languages. You can provide 24/7 access in different channels. And also there's access to the younger generation, younger than me, that don't want to talk on the phone at all. So it's helping reach customers where they are, but also in the method that they are most comfortable to communicate with you. So there are, like I mentioned, many more reasons why businesses choose to move their support channels from phone to messaging. These are just a few of them, but there's also a lot of challenges that they run into during this transition. Now, this is not a new topic, and businesses, for the most part, are already along the way in one way or another to driving channel shift and to their digital transformation goals, but they are struggling. And that's why we are hosting a webinar today to try and help those who are struggling to get their customers to adopt messaging. So as you can see from these stats, most contact center leaders understand that they need to do something, but they struggle with how to do it. Very, very often, I hear the phrase, "We don't know what we don't know," and that's because this is a very new experience for a lot of contact center teams that we work with. And what this happens is that this leads to a poor first experience, which significantly decreases the chances of getting adoption of these new channels. You really don't have too many goes at this to provide a better experience. So a few data points here about why businesses have been unsuccessful really stand out to me. The 33% of not meeting customer expectations. Now, this is because their customers are disappointed with the experience because they expect personalized 24/7 support, and many businesses can't support that. That is both from a lack of resourcing, a lack of strategy, a lack of customer education, but it really does point out that just providing that first bad experience can lead to a significant failure as you're deploying this. Now, the second point on the top right, 42% had an inadequate implementation. This boils down to two things, both technical issues, but also from a lack of overall strategy. And this can really handicap a business and lead to a poor customer experience. So back to that point of having a good first experience, not only does that mean that the customer is unhappy, but it means that you're likely going to have an unsuccessful digital transformation through your channel shift because you're trying to convince them that this new channel is the best way to get support. And if you've implemented it incorrectly, you are really setting yourself up for failure. Now, the last point is in the middle on the right side, 21% had insufficient resources. So this is that they were understaffed on the channels, which leads to frustration and longer wait times, which is basically the opposite of what's expected via chat. Nowadays, businesses are offering 24/7 support. It's not really easy to offer that, but like I was talking about, having that first response time is something that can really help to mitigate that. And whether it's just an acknowledgement of their reach out or that they are looking for support, that's really what matters here. And the fact that businesses aren't thinking about how to address that in a way when it's actually quite simple, it has led to 21% of people being unhappy because of the insufficient resourcing when these channels are stood up. Now, all of these are cause for concern in one way or another, and are a big part of why channel shift has been unsuccessful for many organizations. But to me, the main challenges stem from four key areas. So a lack of strategy or poor strategic execution, poor planning or for operational change management, technology limitations, and then a lack of resourcing. So these stats sort of prove that while everyone is trying to move in this direction, few are immediately successful. And for those of us focused on customer support and experience, we really don't have the luxury of messing up. So let me now talk about how can IVR to SMS help. Now that we've gone through sort of the overall theory, like I mentioned, I think everyone's well aware of it. I want to talk through some sort of challenges and mitigation strategies for how businesses are approaching this and seeing success from leveraging IVR to SMS handoff as a way to overcome several of those challenges that I just spoke with. So we've gone into a lot of the reasons why businesses fail, and this means that they are unsuccessful in their digital transformation efforts. Because as I've mentioned several times, you have very little margin for error in customer support. If that first experience is not better than the original channel you're moving the customers away from, then you will lose their trust in that channel, and they will not adopt messaging as their preferred method to interact with your business. So by leveraging an experience like IVR to SMS handoff, you're able to solve for several of the biggest pain points and errors during a digital transformation. So what's listed here is the main challenges on the top. So resistance from customers, ensuring time responses. And then beneath it is one of the ways that IVR to SMS can help solve for it. So I'll go through each of these one by one. First is resistance from customers. So one of the most important elements of channel shift is education and empowering your customers to make the choice to move to a new channel versus forcing them to move. So by introducing the opportunity for them to take channel shift during specific points of the IVR experience, it could be if there's a long queue and they have to wait on hold for 20 minutes, or maybe it's after hours, but they're able to get self-serve support, or it's a specific use case. They call in and they want to process a refund, or they want to ask a question about store hours, and that can be handled well via automation in a chatbot, or it's just better served via live agent over live chat. You can present a really appealing offer for them to transition off and make it their choice versus your business choice. That expectation setting and education up front about we have this opportunity to make your experience better, and here's why, and here's how you can use it. That's a really, really helpful sort of mind shift in going from a negative experience of wanting to call in and not having that option available to calling in and then making the own choice to move off. The next part is ensuring a quick response. So the expectation is that businesses today will have 24/7 support, but not every business can employ humans outside the usual 8 to 6 hours. And this is where automation tools can come in. So you can pass someone from your phone line to a virtual agent to offer 24/7 coverage, where at the very least, a customer can get information on when agents are available. So they're feeling acknowledged, they get the information they need versus a deadline or saying call back tomorrow. And at best, they can actually get the help they needed in a fully self-serve way. So if you were dealing with resourcing issues and not providing a 24/7 coverage, this is a really great way to continually support people and, again, offer them choices to self-serve without forcing it down their throat. So there's a bit of the nuance there and the education aspect as well. But like I mentioned in previous slides, it's really important to have that initial acknowledgement and opportunity to get resolution to provide that really good experience. And that does differentiate between just saying, we're not open today, call back tomorrow. The third one in the top right is maintaining personalization and context. This I'm going to talk more about in my next slide when I actually explain what the IVR to SMS handoff looks like. But during this handoff, you can actually retain context that has been shared to the IVR and make it personalized and contextual experience when we hand them off to messaging. So that ability to channel shift someone, moving them from the phone channel to their phone, and maintaining what they've already told us. So they could say, hi, my name's Evan Howieson, my client number is XYZ, and I'm calling in to process a return or get check in on the status of my refund. If the IVR then remembers that and passes it off when they send me to the chat solution and retains that information, says, hi, Evan, we're here to help you process your refund. That is a really, really powerful and efficient and effective experience, but it also shows that there's a connection. So the omni-channel integrations between the different systems, it's a really powerful way to provide a beautiful customer experience, but also a really efficient and effective one, so they don't have to double handle or double repeat themselves. Now, the last piece, and this ties into my previous point, and I will talk about this again on the next slide where I go through a bit more of the technical aspects of this, is integration with existing systems. So part of the why we like to use this use case is because it's extremely low effort to implement, and it requires little to no integration to be extremely powerful. I'll show an example of this shortly, but that's a really key element to this because those technical limitations and resourcing limitations from IT teams and building out new systems can really make it difficult to deliver digital transformation effectively. But if you're able to integrate into existing systems in a very low effort way, of course, that's an easy path to take and have a really big impact on the ultimate goal of what we're trying to do, which is move people to these digital channels. So now that I've outlined how the handoff from IVR to SMS actually can help, let me explain what the options are to actually use this yourself. So what are the options? Well, let me first take a step back. What is IVR to SMS handoff? So the actual experience itself. And I keep saying IVR, I should probably clarify. IVR stands for interactive voice response. So when you think about what a chatbot is or automation via chat, IVR is equivalent. So if you were to call into your bank and the initial Pypestream is a robot's voice. It says, "Hello there. How can I help you today? If you tell me your name, if you tell me your client number, I can better assist you. Thank you, Evan. Client number 123. Press 1 to talk to this department. Press 2 to talk to this department. Press 3 to talk to this department." That's the IVR solution. What we've built is the functionality to pass people from that channel into a text message, which then will open up a web browser on their experience with the chatbot available for them. So let me just walk through this quickly. I call into the bank. I say, "Hi, my name's Evan, client number 123, and I'm looking to get account information." They say, "Great. You can wait on hold for 20 minutes, but did you know we also have a self-serve option available for you to do this on your phone? Would you like us to text you a link so that you can do this on your phone?" I press 3. Yes, here's my phone number. Great. They will then text me a link via text message. I click the link and it opens up Google Chrome or Safari on my phone. And within that, the chatbot experience pops up first and it takes me directly to what I need to do. So it knows I'm Evan, it knows my client account number, and it knows that I'm looking to do an account management task. Let's say update my address. It takes me directly into that experience, so it retains context throughout the channel shift and moves me from having to wait on hold for 20 minutes to a fully self-serve experience. It's actually a lot more dynamic because that's one of the main advantages of putting people on the phone or putting people on chat experience versus the phone. So it's a really great way to move people to a better channel to serve them, but it also comes back to that education aspect where you're taking them from a probably frustrating experience on hold and putting them in a much better experience where they know from this point forward, any account changes, I'm going to go to the digital experience because it's significantly less wait time. It's a much more valuable experience, and it gives me a completely self-serve tool set to be able to get the resolution I'm looking for. So that's the experience we're talking about. I'll show a video of this in the next slide so that you can actually see for yourself what it looks like. But one of the highlights that I'd like to go through here, sort of the two different options between our system.
Thank you for calling Sling TV, the best live TV streaming service in America.
Para español, oprima 8.
Looking to stream all the NFL and college football action? Head to sling.com/what's on to find out which networks are hosting the game. That's sling.com/WHATSON. Need quick assistance? Whether it's about programming, billing, or account updates, our chat agents are here to help. Skip the line and press 1 to receive a text message for instant chat. Please enter the 10-digit cell phone number you would like to receive the text on. Terms and conditions. You should have received the text to chat now. You can also visit sling.com/help to chat anytime. Thank you.
Okay, amazing. I hope that experience clarified what this all looks like end to end. Now, just to provide some context, there are two ways that you can implement the IVR to SMS handoff. There is leveraging what's called an engagement API, which is how you can provide that advanced personalization where it knows your name, what you're looking for, and then drops you into a very specific part of the new flow and it sends you a contextual text link. Or there's a do-it-yourself version. And what we just saw right there is a representation of the do-it-yourself version, where essentially using your own IVR tech today, you're able to put in a link to your chatbot solution in the text message that it sends, and you can build this into your own IVR flows. All of the main IVR tools have this option. You can provide a text message that says, here's the link, and you just drop the link to the website that directly opens up the flow. On the Pypestream side, we can build in functionality so that it automatically expands open the chatbot solution, and you can go through that and have your customers be seamlessly handed off with zero integration set up on the do-it-yourself side. On the engagement API side, Very, very low effort to set up. And all it allows is that we are the ones sending the message through Pypestream versus your IVR sending it. So we get past a bit of context from the IVR, which allows us to increase the personalization and the context of what the link is that we're sending them. Two different options, both are low effort to implement, but for different reasons, there's pros and cons. Our team would be more than happy to share documentation on this and also talk through different clients that we've worked with and why they chose to do one versus the other. But both experiences, like I said, low effort to implement, very high impact in terms of ultimate goal of channel shift and moving people as part of your digital transformation. Now, I'm going to pull up a case study of a client of ours that did this back in 2022. A lot of numbers on this page. I just wanted to quickly talk about three that are really meaningful. The IVR to SMS take rate, which is the month 1 and month 6 in the top left corner. This is incredible. Essentially, what take rate means is how many people were presented the option to move from the IVR to SMS. And you can see in month 1, it was a very immediate impact. 26% of all people that were presented the offer shifted to SMS. But after 6 months, over 50% were choosing the option. This is because over time, our client was able to measure and improve the experience and then call out very specific use cases that work to drive customers to shift channels. So there is a bit of that testing, measuring, optimizing that goes into this, but the immediate results in just month 1 are outstanding. The second point that's really important is right next to that is the containment rate. And this increased dramatically because they were better able to measure the impact and shift customers and better measure the impact and then shift customers from IVR to chat more effectively during specific parts of the IVR. So both the take rate and the containment rate were impacted by the ability to measure and monitor what was happening and make adjustments in the IVR experience to better educate customers on when they should switch, why they should shift, and then how they can use the tool once they do shift. Now, lastly, they were able to make a significant dent in the average handle time, which led to a decrease in support costs and a big increase in CSAT. And you can see that sort of across the bottom half of the numbers there, as well as the top right corner. So this is just one example of a client who has seen success with this method. We have several more stories like this, so feel free to reach out to us after this, and our team would be happy to show you some other use case studies that demonstrate the impact of IVR to SMS has had, but it's clearly very powerful here. Now, with just a few minutes left, I want to wrap up, recap what we learned today. Channel shift is a critical component of the digital transformation process. First impressions matter for long-term success. Prepare for the challenges with mitigation strategies, and I outlined several reasons why IVR to SMS is helpful there. And then lastly, IVR to SMS is an effective tool to drive channel shift and support your digital transformation. I hope all of this resonated. I hope this provided you some valuable information and insights and potentially strategies that you might implement yourself. Now, with just a couple minutes left, I'm going to switch to Q&A, and I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone has.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Evan. And yeah, we had some questions coming through. Let me try and find that first one. Sorry, there's a few here. Just a sec. All right. So first one is, are there other examples of channel shift that you've seen to be successful with your clients?
Oh, absolutely. Channel shift is, in a lot of different mediums, very valuable. One that I'm really excited about that we've seen a lot of success with recently is moving people from in real life experiences to the digital experience. So using QR codes has become very popular and very effective. We have CPG clients and e-commerce clients and clients that are D2C that have products on shelves where they have a product recommendation engine on their website. Via Pypestream, they have a QR code that they put on the shelves and say, do you want to learn about promotions? Do you want to learn what product's right for you? Do you want to learn, or do you want to sign up for a discount? Anything like that. It's a really effective way to move people from that in-person live experience to a digital experience. And it's a really neat blend of the channels as well.
Yeah. Okay, great. And then why do you recommend sending a web link via SMS instead of keeping the conversation in SMS?
That is a great question. So this is due to an evolution in the capabilities and functionality of self-service automation and just chat support in general, SMS is a very limiting channel. A few years ago, it was very popular, the concept of meet customers where they are. So meeting them over SMS was very, very common and very hot topic, but it's a very low engagement channel. So aside from text and maybe a few videos and GIFs, it's very limited in what you can share via SMS. But if you send a link to the web experience, it allows people to get the full functionality through the website, still on their mobile device, but there's a lot more self-service capabilities, a lot more carousels, videos, engagements, list pickers, access to a lot more of the dynamic experiences that really make this powerful self-service easy to use and good to use. And at the end of the day, passing people off to a live agent, if they do need a human for support as well, is a much better experience there.
Okay, and that sounds incredibly technical. Are there technical limitations that we should be aware of if we want to make these types of changes?
Not more than what I went through. There are only really going to be limitations based on the IVR tools that you're using. So I guess first you would need an IVR tool. So that's a technical limitation if you don't have one. But almost all of the IVR systems I've ever interacted with have the ability to be leveraging handoff to SMS. So if that functionality exists, it is extremely, extremely simple to plug in a link to your Pypestream chatbot solution and hand people off to digital messaging and self-service with really powerful automation. And honestly, with a very low amount of effort, even implementing our engagement API, you'd be able to have that full personalized contextual handoff as well.
Awesome. Okay, I think that was the end of the questions. So thanks everybody for attending, and especially thank you, Evan, for the presentation. It was amazing. And I think we have some more coming up. Do you want to go through those?
Yeah, sure. And just thank you all for everyone tuning in. I know we're a couple minutes over, but I'll quickly just tell you about what's coming up. So we have 2 different sessions. First, I'm very excited for this one. It's my colleague, Sam Harris. He is a master of what's called design thinking. I follow that methodology myself in my personal life, but he has developed this really comprehensive workshop methodology and brought it into our solution designing process. So he'll be talking about how you can use that for next-gen customer automation and harnessing the power of design thinking strategies. Really, really excited for that one, and encourage anyone who's thinking about improving their digital automation strategy or solving for hard problems that they're dealing with today to attend. The next one is a little later next month from Don. He leads our solution design team. He has been doing this for years. He's an absolute wizard with conversational design, and he's going to be doing a session on mastering conversational design for impact. So how do we translate the way that we interact with our clients over phone through our FAQ knowledge bases to develop really, really effective and powerful chat messaging to or experiences within chat and messaging to solve their problems and help them have a great customer experience. Absolutely love these 2 topics. Encourage everyone who can to attend both of them.
Amazing. Thank you. Everyone have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.